Hello, my name is Mike Laughlin, and these are my video observations and reflections on the Spring 2014 MBA 622 course, Organizational Behavior and Communications. I'm no Steven Spielberg or an auteur, but we'll give this a try. In general, I think the information presented in this course has been valuable to me as a manager. I've been managing teams of people for almost a decade, but certainly have lots more to learn about how best to motivate people, ensure that they are happy and productive, and continue to be enthusiastic members of our organization. The materials in this course will assist me in improving my managerial style, particularly with respect to motivation. I have had some difficulty in the past in relating properly to younger staff members, as they are motivated by vastly different benefits and rewards than what I'm used to, and they have different expectations of what constitutes a rewarding work environment. Starting off, I found the exploration of historical theories of management interesting and valuable, as they helped illustrate for me the progression of theories of how to manage and motivate people, and the historical conditions that drove those theories. I had some previous experience broadly with theories of Frederick Taylor. Being a mechanical engineer, these theories did have some interest to me, as they take a very logical and scientific approach to managing people and tasks. The logical approach appears to be best suited to repetitive tasks, which our company does not do, so these would be mostly of academic interest to me in my work. Broadly speaking, the ability to explore my own management styles through the lens of these historical and modern theories, and to take the best of each theory for use in my own work, was quite valuable. In our consulting business, the contingency theory of management appears to be the one that best fits our work, as we often have to react quickly and don't often have the opportunity to do the same things the same way every time. The perception discussion was particularly interesting, as it highlighted the diverse beliefs and backgrounds of our class. The metaphysical aspects of perception seemed to vex some of my discussion group college. Given my engineering background, I was surprised I didn't have more trouble with it. As a person who does not typically exhibit much emotion in the workplace, I was intrigued by the theories about expressing emotions and the ways in which suppressing or expressing emotions can either be negative or positive, depending on how and where these expressions occur. This discussion will certainly ensure I remain more aware of emotions, both from myself and my coworkers. Moving on, the Big Five personality aspect analysis was interesting to me, and my personal results were certainly not, in general, a surprise to me. The only aspect that was mildly surprising was the openness to experience aspect, in which I scored more quote-unquote closed-minded than I would have expected. I think that's a semantic discussion in as much as the term closed-minded has a negative connotation, which we just definitely discussed in our group. This observation will make me keep more of an eye on being open to new experiences and ways in which that openness can benefit me. Looking at other personality types, I know that I've taken the Myers-Briggs test before, but can't for the life of me remember what my MBTI type was. Oh well, you can't win them all. I particularly enjoyed Sean Acor's presentation on happiness in the workplace and the potential for each of us to create more happiness and more success by being more positive thinkers. Our company does TED Talk video showings during lunchtime, and I made sure this one was included in the rotation, as there are some people in our office who certainly need a positivity advantage. The motivation module also had some overlap with my project management professional PMP training that I had done last year, as this curriculum for this course also includes the Hertzberg and Maslow models as part of their discussion of human resources, as does the PMP training. It was valuable for me to get some additional perspective on these theories, as the PMP training glosses over them at a high level and doesn't really go into all that much of a detail on those. The PMP training also discusses communications in some detail, which overlapped with the work in this course. It's always good to get a refresher on these topics. I had not considered the quote-unquote grapevine to be of value to an organization, mostly as a negative driver of communication, but can understand the explanations that were provided in the course and the benefits for quick corporate communications using the key communication drivers and people within the grapevine. I did find it somewhat amusing that emoticons have reached the level of being a topic in a graduate level course, however. Go figure. As a person who attends and sets up many meetings, the tips and helpful hints for conducting better meetings are very useful. Decision points for who should attend a meeting, whether a meeting will be held at all, and what topics should be covered are all valuable and should assist me in my future work. I would agree with the course material and agenda is critical in keeping everyone on track, as long as everyone follows the agenda, of course. In my work, if our clients don't tend to follow my agenda, well, then I'm kind of out of luck. The meeting goes whatever direction they want it to go. So, go figure. In our group, we had a broad-reaching discussion on crisis management and planning for crises. If I recall correctly, no one in my group worked for an organization that had an identifiable crisis management plan, my own organization included. This is certainly an area where I will explore the concept in more detail with our management to see if they find value in our plan, in such a plan, rather, I should say. Our organization doesn't tend to have much public-facing discussions, much public-facing work, so it's not clear to me how this will fit in, but certainly it's worth a try. The group attribute discussion exhibited another crossover with the PMP exam, as both the PMP exam and this course included the Tuckman model of group development. Again, the PMP training only required a rote memorization of the 5 levels of development, so it was very helpful to get more perspective on what occurs during each of those levels, and I will be much more aware of these levels when participating in a new group. In the area of teams, it became apparent to me that my work experience has never actually included a team project. I suspect I may have possibly misused that term in the past and described myself as being part of a team when I really meant a group. This work in this class will lead me to examine ways to incorporate team concepts into our organization, as opposed to just top-down groups. The experience of an online MBA degree has given me plenty of experience, both positive and negative, with virtual teams. Finally, the group projects that all of us have done have given me some additional perspective, particularly on the role of personality in the workplace, which is what our group had done. After reviewing the materials, it seems fairly obvious to me that there are personality traits that would be obviously correlated with employee actions, particularly those personality traits that would relate to being happy in the employee's work, and on the flip side, a desire to quit. Particularly conscientiousness was one that we'd found was one that fit pretty closely with people desiring to quit or not. Overall, I found this course to be very useful and looking forward to having some interesting organizational behavior discussions with a colleague who's at the same level as me as a program director within our organization. Her MBA concentration was on this topic. Her group in particular is an interesting study in organizational behavior, as it consists almost exclusively of people under the age of 30. She and I are both about the same age and have some of the same challenges in relating to the motivating factors for this demographic. Overall, thanks for the opportunity to reflect, and I sincerely hope that I will be able to use a lot of this information in the future.